and therefore I find the first accused person guilty as charged.
The court has just ruled that Jowie Irungu is guilty of taking the life of Monica Kimani. Justice Grace Nzioka said Jowie stole their ID, armed himself with a gun, carried a kanzu, gained access and took the life of Monica Kimani. All this evidence leaves a strong conclusion that Jowie Irungu is responsible for Monica Kimani's demise. The prosecution has proved beyond reasonable doubt. Making the ruling on Friday, Justice Grace Nzioka said the prosecution has adduced sufficient evidence and has met the threshold. The person who unalived the deceased did not intend to give her 1 minute to survive. It is my considered opinion and finding that the perpetrator intended instant death, Justice Grace Nzioka said. Nzioka said the first accused person had a know-how on how to kill. She further said Jowie knew Monica Kimani prior to her death. She said the issue arose because the evidence of the first accused person is that he didn't know the deceased at all prior to her death. It is the finding of this court that the evidence by the first accused person that he didn't know the deceased prior to her death is untenable, insincere, and it is an afterthought and it is false, Justice Grace Nzioka said. She further added that the court finds that the first accused person was known to the deceased because they were together at Kenya Polytechnic and they were in the same class, taking the same course. Monica's body was found at her Lemuria Gardens apartment, which is located on Kitale Lane off Dennis Street Road in Kilimani. Jowie and Jacque Maribe have been on trial since 2018, with the prosecution having called 35 witnesses. The defense didn't call any witnesses. The justice also said there was corroborative evidence as to the clothes that Jowie Irungu wore when Monica Kimani was killed. Corroborating evidence is evidence that strengthens or confirms already existing evidence. The evidence from a witness known as Pamela indicates that when Jowie left the house, he was wearing a white shirt with patterns, a maroon cap and brown shorts. My findings are that there is corroborative evidence as to the clothes that Jowie was wearing on the material date, Judge Nzioka said. In her ruling, Nzioka also said that Joseph Jowie Irungu was in slain Monica Kimani's house when Monica was killed. The judge said there was enough evidence that Jowie was the last person seen with Monica at her Lemuria Gardens house. Jowie had accessed the estate Monica lived in using an identity card belonging to another person. It is the finding of this court that the first accused person was in the deceased house on the material date and he was the last person to be seen with the deceased. The evidence of the protected witness is that Harun, whom he identified on the parade as the first accused person, left that house at 11 p.m. and no one else went into that house. Journalist Jackie Maribe, on the other hand, has been acquitted in the Monica Kimani murder case. Maribe was acquitted by Justice Grace Nzioka over lack of evidence. She was the second accused in the case that has been going on for over 5 years. Kimani's body was found in a bathtub with her throat slit. Her hands and feet were tied behind her back and her mouth was taped shut. Police said the murder would have required more than one person to execute. 27-year-old Monica Kimani held a diploma in international relations from Kenya Polytechnic. She did her internship at the Kenyan Embassy in Juba, South Sudan. At the time of her demise, she was managing her father's company, Milele Paul General Trading Company. She frequently traveled to Juba and returned with large amounts of money in US dollars. Before her life was taken, she returned with a large amount of cash and was briefly stopped at the airport because she did not declare it. She then made a call to an influential person and was let go. However, there is no record of the incident. She was to travel out of the country shortly, and that's when she called her friend Jowie, who then proceeded to take her life. So what do you guys think? Comment down below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.